Hey guys, this is Barry with FaO&x Outdoors, and we're doing another unboxing video with a company called Favoto. It is a 14 amp hour battery with 750 BAFANG motor, hardtail, but it's a neat little bike for 1,300 bucks. It's a $12.99 online, but let's get into it, build it, and let's see what it's about. Well, it's well packaged. That is a good thing. See what's all inside here. I was shocked for the price that it is got a BAFANG motor, which is extremely, probably the best out there for motors. They're a brushless, so it's quiet. Here's the battery charger, and it is a 2 amp. It has no fan to it. It's not going to be the fastest charging thing, maybe about 4 to 6 hours, and this will get hot, but don't be alarmed. I don't think anything really bad will happen. I've never had any issues. They just get warm. It does come with a manual. These are nice. They're metal. There's some quality stuff here for 1,200 bucks. What else we got inside here? Not the best headlight. This tool bag is quite common, but at least you get good quality tools. Open it up, let you see. Do you see that? I've seen some really bad tools. So for 1,200 bucks, you're not going to get a ton of bells and whistles. Plastic, but it looks like they've spent their money well. This is broken, but come on. But there was no damage on the tire. That was broken, but it looks like they spent their money well on the tires full. On the motor, what size is that? The 26x4, quite common. The battery is flush with the frame, which gives it a neat look to it. It's completely flush inside here versus the ones that have a big battery hanging off. This is a class 2. It will go up to 20 miles per hour, and I am very impressed with the packaging. See how heavy this is. Oh, come on. People have asked me in the comments, why don't I get like a bike lift? I would love to, but I don't know if that is something that y'all would have. I want to be as realistic as possible. And even the mistakes I make in the field, doing camping trips, I want them to be as realistic as possible. None of this is scripted. If I fail or if it sucks, it's actually done live. I don't think somebody would invest in a bike lift. They're only going to do this one time, so I just wanted to be as realistic as possible. And typically, it's extremely rare that it's not 80% built for you already. Oh, they put nice grips on here. That's nice. And 80% typically just putting your wheel and your pegs, and you're typically done. You might have to charge it. They typically, I keep saying typical today, they'll normally be fairly charged where you can ride them. I like the flat grips because my hands, I have some tendon problems where it gets sore for riding, and the flat surface feels much better on my hands than it does the round ones. Got good balance. And this is actually pretty nice. I'll give you a tour. I just want to get this put together, but this neck here has where it can be adjusted, where you can sit further back or front. This is really nice. The high-end motor, brushless motor, the tires. Who makes the tires? Kendra Tires. I'm actually really impressed for the price. Honestly, 1,300 bucks. Is that right? Nope. Let's see. Is it a 4? It is a 4. Not bad. I was actually going into this like I'm going to be showing y'all a cheap bike, but I am really shocked at the quality of the stuff that you're actually getting. I know there's some cheap stuff on here, or inexpensive. I hate to say cheap. It is the traditional like 7-gear Shimano, plastic fenders, probably a 61 aluminum. So it was 61, 62 aluminum, which is like the same stuff they do in airplanes. So that stuff makes it light, but it's not steel. It's got a flush battery which is more difficult and usually costs more money versus just sticking a battery on the top of it and screwing a mount to it. This style is more expensive. So I'm really impressed. It does come with, if you wanted to pay extra, it's got the setup for the rear rack. It has the setup here for the rack. I like that. Boom. All right. Let's see how many screws we can drop. That's why I like to clean up before I start getting into this, because I do drop stuff. And if you have better tools, definitely use them. I'm just trying to use the stuff that they give me, which I think I just grabbed another. It's just typically just little Allens here, but if you've got a drill, Just be careful the drill not stripping this. I did have someone message me that they stripped out these screws that we're doing right here. Could I help him message the company to get a new set like this? And they shipped them out one. It just takes time. And these little screws, you don't crank them down. So I don't know the situation, what all happened, but little screws you just don't crank down real hard. But I'll give you a tour of this because it even has Tektron, their cabled brakes, which I'm not a huge fan on. And I'm talking to the company, but spend the money and get hydraulic brakes. I think that should be standard on all e-bikes. This thing goes 20 miles per hour and it's got cabled brakes on it. Not the best thing. Nice grip. I just wish they were hydraulic. And this is faux leather. You just loosen this up and it adjusts up and down. That's nice. It's got a nice brushless motor. There's a lot of nice stuff here. Oh, and they have the quick release. They have the quick release axle on the front. I did not expect that, especially for the price. Let me see here, put this in my lap. Will you stay for a sec? Come on, come on. We're getting there. Just trying to unscrew this bad boy. Probably not the smartest thing. All right, come on. What's stopping me? Oh, that. Oh, Jesus, help me. There we go. Did that, it just, everything jumped off. Let's see. People have asked me in the past, make sure your rotor is on the same side as the brakes. I've done that before. Why don't I turn the bike upside down? And I have done that, and it will damage or scratch your stuff that you have up here. Make sure like you would put a blanket or wrap a towel or something like that if you're going to do that. So the issue I'm having right now is that the brake has collapsed. You know how I've showed you in the past, and if you're new here, I haven't shown you guys, but they'll have a wedge inside there that you'll pull off, but this one does not have a wedge. So looks like somebody or in travel or whatever have squeezed the brakes. So I'm trying to get it to fit. There we go. We've got it. All right, I'm going to rock that kickstand down. That'll make life easier. There we go. So you'll have a spring and a nut on the other side. I got to give it to them, man. This is nice. $1,200. Like I said before, I was going into this, I was just kind of wondering where they're going to save money. You know what I mean? Just trying to tighten this bad boy up. Lock this down. There we go. Make sure it's all good. All right, let's get the front fender on. And when you stick the front fender on, you'll have a little swoosh up here and a flat spot there. This will always be your front. So this is wrong, putting it together like this. Just to give you a heads up. And this is different. That's plastic. We'll see what that looks like. I've never put one together like that before. Let's get this off. There's not a washer on the back, which is odd. This headlight on. This here is an inexpensive headlight. I would upgrade this. They also sell, I think it's called Firefly, is another company. It's really nice. They have them up here that are really bright. It makes the night look like daytime. That's if you do ride at night, which I seem to always ride at night trying to find freaking camp or getting back to my truck because my timing's always off. I've got friends of mine, they'll check on me while I'm on the woods. They're like, how's it going? And I'm like, I'm riding in the woods, riding in the dark. And they said, well, I wouldn't expect it any other way. All right, so that's the one I need. I think that's gonna be a 10. Let's see, do you have a 10 in here? I do. And don't worry about the light placement at the moment. We're just trying to get it. I've had in the past where these fenders are kind of warped, so you have to re-bend them back into place. We'll see what this looks like. If this is the same as when you turn the wheel, or when you're riding and you turn your wheel, it will rub, so you have to adjust it. That'll get on your nerves. There it is, locked her down. And this should have an arrow. Yep, there's an arrow. Just put arrow to arrow and then lock it in. There you go. All right, let's see here. They don't really tell you what to do here. This is definitely weird. Maybe something like that. No idea. We'll just have to play with it. Let's see what happens. Probably not going to tighten this down too much because this is just a little bit weird. Rip it on the other side. This off. It's got a little nut on the other side, but it seems like it's not going to fall off. There we go. And what do we do here? Put this on. And this is weird. It'll work. I can see that rubbing right there, right here. Hopefully, make sure it's not rubbing. I guess we'll just knock it down, lock her down. Just different, that's all. Different don't mean bad, I guess, but all right. Lock down the other side. Whoop, don't go that way. Come on over here. We'll lock this side down. But Kendra Tires, it's hard to believe they're making money off of this. They're not making a whole bunch. Something with this type of quality, they're, oh, let's adjust this real quick. I want it to be about right there. That feels comfortable to me. Right there. I'm just going to tighten these down. And I get $1,300 is expensive. What you're getting here for the price, I put so many bikes together, and I share that with you guys, that for this price point, you just don't get this type of stuff. I mean, that's high end. These tires are high end. That motor is high end. The pegs are high end. They're not plastic. So it's just certain things I was looking for that, you know, cost savings. I'm always wondering where are they saving their money at. It's going to be $1,200. It does have left and right. This is probably a 15. Does it have a 15 in here? Better. It does. All right. Yeah, this is metal. You're doing, this will be a righty-tighty. I think it is. Or is this lefty? It doesn't. Usually it indicates with this sticker. No, this is lefty-tighty, which feels weird. This one's lefty-tighty, so the other one's righty-tighty. Make sure you crank these down, man. You don't want those coming off while you're in the woods. All right, let's knock out the back side. This off right here. So this is good for 5'2" to 6'4". It's got a brake light. Let's fire this thing up. Let's see what it looks like. Come on, and we'll look at it together. It's already set at miles per hour. Does all the way up to 5. It is almost fully charged. I usually keep mine pedal assist 2. It is Shimano 7 gear. This is how you change it. So this button here is to turn off the throttle. So if you turn this, so it's going right now. So if you hit this, there's no power. But if you push this, it'll take off. So it turns off the throttle. So it's only pedal assist, which is nice. Just know sometimes you'll bump into that while you're moving around, and then you're going to wonder why you don't have power. I like the grips, and it's a good company. It's just not hydraulic. Not a bad bike. Does the brake lights? It does. Brake lights work. You see that? And I wish they would make stuff easy, man. I have to read the manual real quick to find out how to turn the headlight on. Let's see. Manual comes in different languages. So if you want to have the lights on, hit the plus button once and then hold it. So once and then hold. It gives you, and it lights up your display as well. And then once and then hold, and it turns it off. Turns your lights on the front and back. And this is, the manual does a pretty good job at telling you how to change some things on here. Top speed on this is 20 miles per hour. A 750 watt, I think you can actually go higher than that, but it'll burn up your battery. It shows you how to adjust that stuff inside there as well. I like this bike. I think I like it because of the price point, the high-end stuff that you're getting. Again, there's a few things that I wish it had. If they ever upgrade, I can't see having hydraulic brakes being much more expensive. You know what I mean? And it's just more of a safety thing, because you're going 20 miles per hour on this bike. You need to have good brakes. You know what I mean? But the Kendra battery, brushless motor, the flush mount battery is nice. It's a 14 amp hour. So 14 amp hours typically, in my experience and what I do with these bikes, I get about 20 miles to 18 miles. And if it's just, that's at pedal assist too. If you do full throttle at 14 miles, it's gonna give you about 7 to 13 miles. And I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds. So if you did full throttle, that's typically what I would get, 7 to 13 miles. It's gonna tell you differently, and I don't know where they get those stats from, but 7 to 13 miles full throttle, and pedal assist 2, you can get about 20 miles with it. I appreciate y'all watching, and if you enjoyed this type of stuff, hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd like to see you as a subscriber. Comment below, and I will talk to you on the next one. Appreciate y'all.